Yeah. Check the mic, 1, 2. Cook a mellow on the frequency. From the indies to the big stage. Every territory, every promotion. Locked in. WrestleCast radio. Yeah. Ryan Cook and Alex Mello, guardians of the ring, analyzing every lariat and every high fly wing. We're global with the coverage, checking every single feed, giving every wrestler fanatic exactly what they need. From the neon lights of Tokyo to arenas in the States, we're debating all the legends and the upcoming greats, dropping knowledge on the history, the work rate, and the draw. When the bell rings loud, we're the ones who see it all. It's WrestleCast radio, coming through your speakers loud, feeding the energy of every single wrestling crowd. From the Tokyo Dome to Garden, we bring the heat, cooking mellow on the track, making the cipher complete. Yeah, we talk the game, we live the fight. WrestleCast radio, rocking through the night. Yeah. We're diving deep into the Dragon Gate, the speed and the soul. Then we're shifting over to Nowhere, where the heavy hitters roll. New Japan Pro Wrestling, where the Lions find their pride. All Japan's triple crown, yeah, we're taking you inside. But let's get to the talk, it's burning up the wire. Mia Hara and AJPW, he's preaching to the choir. Kento is a king, but the castle's getting small. It's time to leave all Japan, time to give the world a call. Imagine the dream matches, the stages he could grace, instead of staying stuck in the same familiar place. It's WrestleCast radio, coming through your speakers loud, feeding the energy of every single wrestling crowd. From the Tokyo Dome to Garden, we bring the heat, cooking mellow on the track, making the cipher complete. Yeah, we talk the game, we live the fight. WrestleCast radio, rocking through the night. Yeah. Don't forget the stardom queens, the glory and the grit, every Joshi masterpiece. We're breaking down the hit, then we pivot to the west, where the landscape's changing fast. AEW's revolution built to thrive and built to last. WWE, the spectacle, the stories and the fame. We cover every angle of the sports entertainment game. No buyers in the booth, just a passion for the craft. From the main event spotlight to the bottom of the draft. If you love the squared circle, then you're in the right spot, with the hosts who keep it moving while the iron is hot. From the strong style strikes to the entertainment flair, if there's a ring in the canvas, you know that we're there. Cook's got the stats, Mello's got the vision, making every single take with surgical precision. No robbers, WrestleCast radio, coming through your speakers loud, feeding the energy of every single wrestling crowd. From the Tokyo Dome to Garden, we bring the heat, cooking Mello on the track, making the cipher complete. Yeah, we talk the game, we live the fight. WrestleCast radio, rocking through the night. Dragon Gate, Noah in the New Japan way. Stardom and the dub, yeah, we do it every day. Kento, it's time to fly, leave that crown behind. WrestleCast radio, one of a kind, cooking mellow, we're out. Cooking mellow, we're out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome as we are live on a Wednesday night, which doesn't matter to you. I don't know why I said that, Alex. This isn't blog. Force of habit after 11 years. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I get it. You're a regular Jun Saito.
This is my third show in 12 hours, I think.
On what, 3 hours of sleep? 4 hours of sleep?
Yeah, 3 hours and probably the last 30 hours or whatever. But it's okay.
Wait, did you at least go outside and check out the blood moon at 3:33 in the morning?
No.
Where, like, everything aligned?
I was laying in bed trying to watch NXT because it would put me to sleep. And it.
Oh man, not after the speed match you showed me prior to recording.
Instead of putting
the Red Lions, Nikita Sinclair.
Instead of putting me to sleep, it perplexed me more. It's like, wait a minute.
What the fuck am I doing watching wrestling at NXT wise?
Yeah,
you gotta.
I could have. You know what I could have been doing at 3:30 in the morning? That's when the New Japan Cup started.
Oh man,
Which
that would have made you more angry.
For those of you who are listening that have already listened, I appreciate it. I did not expect to have downloads on that New Japan Cup content. I put out at 3 a.m. just because I was bored. So appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, good preview. Good little 22-minute preview. I will have to say I concur with Ryan, but that's just because I'm a mark. But I think we're both kind of pulling for the same. And he does the old Ryan New Japan math of it all, where he like breaks down each bracket, what's going to make sense for the semis, the quarters, the finals, into the championship match at the anniversary show, correct?
Yeah.
So
anniversary show is Friday.
Okay, but that's what I thought you said earlier, and I was like, no, he's kidding, because the winner of the New Japan Cup always gets the title shot, where we should have got our Hiromu Championship title shot
Hell yeah, we
back in
should've.
2020. And we called that shit for like 2 years in a row. But anyways, and so yeah, so the anniversary show is on Friday. So when are they going to get their title shot then? Sakura Genesis?
Yes, so the winner of this will get their title shot at Sakura Genesis.
Oh, it just seems so out of left field. Is this Gato penciling in dates now? What's going on? This guy.
Now, to be fair, I was thinking about this, and I think the reason we're doing that the Bob Marley effect. What do we call? What's that shit called? Like the Berenstein Bears.
Weed?
Oh, that'll be in. That'll kick in
The
about.
Mandela effect. Yeah.
The weed is gonna kick in hopefully around 9:30. So. The Mandela effect. If I remember right, the winner of this tournament, Katsuyori Shibata 2017 as an example, went on to Sakura Genesis to face Okada. I think we're confusing it with what they used to do where they would have the heavyweight champ wrestle the junior
And the
champ.
junior, yes, you are 1,000%
So
correct.
I think we just were Mandela affecting the thing, because I thought about that too today. I was like, man, I don't know what the fuck is Gato doing, and then I went, oh, this always has been this early. And I was like, I think
Berenstein Bears, yeah.
And I think what it actually was is it started after the anniversary. So the anniversary,
The New Japan Cup?
yeah, it would be the new beginning. They would do the anniversary show on the 6th, and then like the 8th would be like the first night of it.
6th.
And I wonder if that's what we're thinking of. Is it just started
because that's why I was confused. I was like, why is it so early? Like,
now I think
that's
part
I was
of
like,
it,
I didn't even know it started.
the 16th and the 17th, or the 15th and the 16th, which next week we could do a preview of, so we still got time to preview it, so don't have to worry about it. But the Cinderella starts, and they booked Korakuen for the first 2 nights, meeting New Japan didn't have a chance to get Korakuen on the 16th and the 17th. So I think that might have been why they started early, is because Stardom had already booked that shit out.
Do you think it's the same under the same umbrella too, which is funny in Bushi Road? Do you think Stardom is in theory, the reason why they were probably given that, because it's New Japan, but with Stardom's great success over the last 2, 3, 4 years, and its popularity, and especially having a record-breaking 2025. Like, do you think Korakuen was just all like, yeah, let's give it to Stardom? Like, do you think they would sell more tickets than New Japan in 2026?
I don't think they. I don't know, man. Well, okay, I'll say this with the Tokyo Dome thing, that's gonna hurt, because that was 40-some thousand people, and they're gonna draw. They might draw the biggest Budokan house, but that's like 7,000, I think. So I think that's always gonna be the thing that hurts them. But I think if you took away the Tokyo Dome, I wouldn't be shocked. I think the other thing that threw it for a loop.
No. I'm saying, like, say New Japan got those dates instead. Do you think that Stardom would still sell more tickets probably than New Japan if New Japan was in that same spot, that same weekend? It's
possible. So the show today, night 1 of the New Japan Cup, did 1,136. And Korakuen, you can do about 1,700, I think.
Okay.
Just for the sake of
1,100.
I'm going to Stardom's cage match, and I'm going to look at their last Tokyo. So February 13th, they did a show. It was called Stardom Nighter in Korakuen. That did 2 more fans than the New Japan Cup did. And then Stardom.
It's a victory still, baby.
Check this out. They ran Korakuen again 2 weeks later. Like, fuck it, we'll run the same venue. They did it with Hanako and Akira Kurogane for the future Stardom, and then Hina got her shot against Konami for the white belt Wonder Stardom. 1601 for Stardom, almost 500 more than New Japan.
Wow.
Stardom fucking over, man. Like,
now what's Marigold's last attendance?
Ooh, piss. Do you really want me to look? Fuck them. They don't. So fuck them.
They have all the stars. Like, why are they the AEW of Joshi?
Ooh.
They got all the talent, but then all of a sudden they're not just building houses or, getting the views or the clicks or the, the news.
So Marigold first streamed 2026. They were in Tokyo on January 3rd, and they did 1812, but it wasn't Korakuen. But it's still Tokyo.
That's
so
still a good number. Yeah.
They ran Korakuen on the 23rd for just a rando ass show. I guess they did have a couple titles on there. They did 895, so not as big of a discrepancy from Stardom to New Japan, from New Japan to them, which is kind of interesting. They ran another show in January, and Korakuen did 705.
At least they went up then from January to February.
So they definitely improved on that. So I mean, you look at it, and they did probably 250 less than New Japan, but New Japan did 500 less than Stardom. Dude, Saya Kamatani is a fucking draw, and she was in a tag match on that show.
Yeah, I've watched a few of those tag matches on Stardom World, and they're a lot of fun, a lot more enjoyable than some of the Puro tag matches. Where you're just like, I don't know, but yeah, no, she lives up to it, and we watched Saya Kamatani taking on Starlight Kid.
Oh, scratch what I said. Saya Kamatani didn't even work the show, and they drew 1601. They got momentum.
She was probably fixing her finger.
Yep, exactly. There you go. That's fucking exactly what it was. I totally forgot about that.
Resting that shit. She's like, I need a night off, bro. That
was from the 22nd, I think it was. No? What day was that show? Maybe it was the 15th anniversary show. Yeah, Starlight. So they ran the Edion Arena in Osaka for the for their 15th. So Stardom 15th anniversary Supreme Fight 2026 in Osaka. That was Saya Kamatani, Starlight Kid, and Konami Amesore, and then Hate and Stars for the tag titles. They did 2563 in Edion.
Wow! Holy moly! Okay.
Fantasticamania they ran there and drew. They used Edion Osaka number 2, the smaller one, and drew 905 for Fantasticamania. Noah's Lethal Odyssey tour. No, they didn't even report the attendance, and they worked the smaller venue. That's not good, man.
Oh my gosh! What did Mystico and the Mexican do?
It was Mascara Dorada and Mystico, the tournament final, El Sky team against Averno and Magnus, and that drew 905.
Okay.
Gleat ran it on the 10th. They got 506. Oh, that's the one I sent you the picture of.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so Stardom running they're the only one that ran this big venue. Oh, here we go. Here's the comparison, Alex. Stardom ran that building, and what did I say? They got 2563. They ran that on the 7th. 4 days later, New Beginning in Osaka was that night, and New Japan did 5507. 3,000 more people.
Okay, yeah.
But if you're looking at Tokyo, Stardom kind of runs Tokyo right now.
Yeah. I mean, good investment on for Bushiroad with both promotions. But let's see how long, like you said, Saya Kamatani, still your champion over in Stardom, but a one-time never open weight champion, then losing that belt, 5 weeks after he wins it, after his first match, after a pretty good showing. Aaron Wolf, Japan's beloved son, the Kurt Angle, if you will, the medalist, loses to Red Narita, like I said, 5 weeks after his debut match. He's in a bunch of tag matches with a bunch of dorks, and New Japan Cup Day one, I listened to Ryan's New Japan Cup preview this morning. Again, very enjoyable listen. Check it out on redcircle.com. Looking up WrestleCast Radio, but also wherever you get your podcast. But I was just all like, oh, yeah, Aaron Wolf, that's today. You know, let me check it out. I was working. I was getting all my stuff ready. And then I'm watching the match. And Ryan calls me right at a spot where I was like, holy shit, Aaron Wolf does the Kurt Angle. Makes sense. He does the Angle Slam. Charlton calls it the Angle Slam. He's facing Don Fale, by the way. I mean, this guy, New Zealand's finest, I suppose. Aaron Wolf's looking good. I've been critical on his facials, mannerisms in the ring, just the little things. But again, the guy's only had a handful of matches, way more than I have had in my life. So kudos for him doing it. But what are you supposed to do when you have so much invested in a beloved figure? Not everyone's going to be a Kurt Angle. I get it, even though they take his moves. But Aaron Wolf looked good. His hair's growing out. In this match, he gets attacked right away by the House of Torture. Yes, that's still a thing. And he fights him off. It's great. Him and, Don Fale go at it. Pretty good strikes, some good moves by all. Don Fale, I think, is doing a great job as the heel role, as the guy who's supposed to lose to your next big thing in Aaron Wolf. Again, just Brian calls me at the Angle Slam, and he goes for the cover. And on my phone, my iPhone 19X Deluxe, or whatever the fuck it's called, the video stops as the ref counts to 1, and I'm smiling. I was like, oh my God, Aaron Wolf wins the match. And me and Ryan are talking, and he's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, I'm watching that New Japan Cup. Aaron Wolf looking pretty good, but that's all I'm going to say, thinking this guy just won. He beat Fale. That's what's supposed to happen. And I jokingly said to you, first off, it's a 42-minute match. And you're like, what the fuck? You were baffled by that, kind of run around there. But then I was baffled. We get off the phone. I press pause, and Fale kicks the fuck out.
No, the ref got fucking pulled. It's even worse.
Yeah, the pulled out. That's right. The ref got pulled out. That's right.
It was House of Torture hijinks that cost him.
And then a House of Torture shenanigans happen yet again. I say, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? It's okay. He's overtaken him before, just earlier, mere minutes before. Fale takes over. My jaws drop to the floor. It literally ruins my morning. For about 2 hours, because I'm like, what the fuck? Ryan, tell everybody what happens in this New Japan Cup. First round match with your hopeful golden boy that apparently they have no hope in Aaron Wolf, your Olympian, your medalist, your fucking meal ticket for the next 5 years, 6, 7 years. What happens after?
Instead, Ren Narita hits him in the face with the belt, and then Bad Luck Fale gives him the worst grenade I have seen in my entire... I don't know if he didn't lift him or he didn't tell him to jump or... It doesn't fucking matter. But he hits him with the grenade, and then Aaron Wolf jumps, and then he falls over and then gets pinned clean. 1, 2, 3.
Clean. Gato. They need to cut his beard for this.
Look, I was so excited. I was listening to Alex's voice, and I'm like, oh my God, he's happy about this. Like, Aaron Wolf is going to win. Okay, we don't have to worry about things. Things are the way they're supposed to be. And then it just did. He didn't get far enough because
the easiest fucking layup. The slam dunkiest of dunks you could make to send the crowd home happy before your main event. Which I was too disgusted to watch.
I don't understand it. don't understand what the hell is going on and why this is happening. Like this tells me that they don't think he's going to be anything. I
But
mean,
why?
I don't know, and that's my thing. It's like give him like
7 matches, what? 7, 8 matches, he said?
give me a reason to believe that everything is going to be okay with him now. Like that's what I want to say to New Japan. Is like
Yeah.
I believe this man is then now forever and he's gone. And I don't know, man. I feel like he's going to get his redemption at Sakura Genesis from Ren Narita potentially.
But what is that going to do?
Nothing.
Unless he literally gets House of Torture at the end of the match into like a house and they do a Vince McMahon limo explosion. Hopefully then mere days later we don't find out something horrifically shocking about a New Japan wrestler as we did when Vince's limo exploded back in what, 07 or whatnot. But my God, like blow that shit up. Are they going to do the whole Cody Stips rule that they're doing in AEW with MJF and Adam Page, where they're going to be like, "Hey, if I beat you, the House of Torture has to, disband."
Oh,
That's the only way we could think it. Like where they just fucking, and then Chase Owens goes back to Texas. The Tokyo Pimp goes, I don't give a shit, to the brothel. They just
brothel.
disband that shit. Ren Narita could just like go chill for like 6 months and come back and be the man and the wrestler I know he could be, because I've been a Red Narita guy since 2018.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Or what the fuck are they doing, dude? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like a whole TKO Paul Levesque situation. It's like Tanahashi is doing this or overseeing this or letting this happen. So people are saying, Gato, get the fuck out of here. Turn your pencil in, bro. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I'm gonna
watch Callum Newman, but I don't know if like I want to watch the rest of this fucking tournament. Like, I'm not the biggest Aaron Wolf mark, but again, I saw so much promise in this match. I was like, oh my God, he's doing it. He's looking good. There was a fucking 2 ounces of charisma, way more than he's had in the previous 15 matches that I've seen. What's happening with New Japan, man? Why are they heading backwards when they had like such a good 2-month stretch?
And like here's the thing I guess I will say too is like not to try to create any kind of a positive over this, because there is no positive about this. It's at least it's just one guy this is affecting. Like we this guy wasn't a thing before. It's 5 weeks ago or 9 weeks ago, I guess, at this point. So whatever. You just told us you weren't going to push another new guy like you didn't do the other ones anyway. So I guess I shouldn't be shocked. I guess is where I'm going. That's what happened. You know what I mean? But I don't understand why there was so much investment and push to the Wrestle Kingdom match. If he wasn't going to do the typical young lion thing and work your way and then go on excursion, if this is what your plan was and you belted him up in his first match, you're just telling me that you don't understand continuity and logic. Like you did this to pop a number. This is WWE. They did it to pop a number. Is almost what this feels like. And now.
Oh my God! Yeah, fuck yeah, that does. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
This is Drew winning the title real quick, so then Cody will beat him on Friday to do Cody Orton type shit.
Oh God,
like that's literally what this is. Was, hey, we'll hot shot the title on him and then we'll just bury him throughout, and his excursion will just be in his home promotion taking losses.
It's like we know Gato's love of territory wrestling, specifically Southern wrestling from 70s and 80s, but it's like he's booking Aaron Wolf after like a 6-month stint. Ever since fucking Wrestle Kingdom. And
you know what it kind of feels like in a weird way too, and I'm trying to think of how to put this in a way that makes sense for what I'm trying. I think I gotta form a better like I gotta like think about this, but like I guess where I'm trying to go is if you're looking in here right now and you're 2 months into 2026. You're in month 3.
Mm-hmm.
Who has had a worse 2026? Powerhouse Hobbs or Aaron Wolf?
Ooh, well, at least Aaron Wolf has been on television more than once, so I'm going to say Powerhouse Hobbs, especially when the internet is like, yeah, creative literally has nothing for him for the whole year of 2026, and he's only been there again 5 weeks, like Aaron Wolf
It's
was.
it's just this is two of the most puzzling things in this year already, where I'm like, this guy's gonna go be a star over there, and it's gonna piss me off because I want him to be a star in the other place. And New Japan's making a new star, and it's gonna be so nice to see him beat the House of Torture and hopefully get rid of them when Evil leaves. You fast forward to a month and a half, neither of them are doing anything or even seen. Like, wait a minute.
They both had 5 weeks where you're just like, what the fuck happened?
Like, I guess I read today that they're having, I guess we can call him Royce Keys now, is doing dark matches before to keep getting reps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, that's cool. Like, I'm glad you're at least giving him reps, but like, I guess the thing I heard today too was people need to stop blowing it out of proportion. They're trying to get him used to the WWE production style coming from another company, because that's what they do with everybody. No, everybody else, they just throw in NXT. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And where they're wrestling in front of 35 people like it's an MCW show, and that's me taking a shot at myself. And in studio wrestling, essentially, where you have everything pre-taped, or you could tape things and redo it.
Did they ever say who leaked his real age?
That's a good question.
Like, is this a whole spite buy from the? And I feel so bad for Hobbs for Willie Hobbs, if this just ends up being where he's a fucking guy in catering. Like, who else? Why would they leak that age? They have to have had it. And then for them to do the Stephanie McMahon interview, that again made me tear up multiple times, because you're like, yeah, I want to see this fucking guy succeed. And then you don't see him. You don't even get a fucking vignette. The fucking Jinder Mahal Jr. had Veer is coming for 16 months. Yeah. Motherfucker, we need to watch Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys just lift weights, slap a dude in the fucking mouth, do some Powerhouse Hobbs shit, and then be like, coming soon, motherfuckers. You gotta wait till after Mania. Even though Mania's 2 nights, get them the fuck in there. Not in a ladder match, not a weapon match. Just get them there to like squash someone and be like, yeah, I'm in Vegas. People know who the fuck I am. I'm in my territory. That's what you gotta fucking do. And there's still 6 weeks, so I guess they can fucking still do it. But this is a guy that you are severely lacking in fucking baby faces in this company. This is a guy with that story that you can make a fucking mid-carder into, I don't want to say a main eventer in 3 months, but with the lack and depth of fucking All Japan likeness in 2019, we're like, what the fuck are they doing? This is a guy that can build, that can sell merch, that has the smile, that can be a fucking huge role model for the urban communities that watch wrestling, that just don't and just see the lame ass white shit on there. And then this is a guy that can build, and they're not doing jack shit, and it just seems like it's out of spite, and I feel so fucking bad for him, and they better listen if they are, and then prove us fucking wrong.
You know what it reminds me of a lot too, and I'm glad you mentioned the All Japan thing. This has the same feeling that I had when fucking I was like, dude, All Japan just signed this dude that is going to blow your mind, Alex. He's tremendous. Yeah. His name is Shotaro Ashino. I can't wait for you to see him. Well, and then he wins these matches.
Fucking wears a suit.
And then he just gets beat by Sawama and never goes near the title. He's not even in the carnival this year.
Jesus Christ.
It's just... And that was one of the biggest layups. Your COVID
He's
TV.
like who Aaron Wolf should aspire to be like, is Ashino.
Yeah, he was...
Same kind of shooter style, same type of grappling, your suplexes. Like, that's the guy who they need to bring Ashino over to New Japan then, and then have them fucking rough shot that whole fucking tag division. You have them versus the KO Bros at Dominion.
Oh man,
and then we fucking go.
And then we could get Shotaro Ashino and Shingo. Give me a fucking heart attack here. Holy shit, would that be tight? See, it's like that intro said, Kento, you gotta leave. Shout out to that song. Y'all might hear if you listen to the thing. I put a new song in front of the intro to New Japan Cup. It's a WrestleCast song, and it's just their dog and All Japan and Kento Miyahara needs to leave, like we say. I was like, yeah.
We love it, but yeah, no, I just don't get what they're doing with Hobbs, with Aaron Wolf in New Japan. Who else can we mention? Who are they severely not pushing in AEW?
Oh my gosh, I got another guy for you that I feel like you really sparked my irritated mind of already being irritated as I got home today. So I thank you for that. You brought up that personality that was lacking earlier this morning. They did the same fucking thing with Phoenix. What the fuck is Ray Phoenix doing?
Again, just a spike buy.
Can anybody tell me anything that Ray Phoenix is doing?
I mean, at least Dragon Lee's getting unmasked and then being shown around the internet like fucking the iCloud hack 15 years ago.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of someone I would have said somebody who never gets a push, and they'd still win matches. So I guess I can't say her.
Mm-hmm.
Who is somebody just wasting away over there?
What about Noah?
Kaito Kiyomiya. I don't care.
No, he needs a new change of set. Get him to a different company.
Yeah.
They screwed him over with cyber agents or whatever the hell it's called under that umbrella, but they just misused him. He's having fun elsewhere. Let him go.
Yeah,
Do they do trades in Piro since they do a lot of shit differently? Can they trade wrestlers?
I wish in Noah they pushed Eita a little more.
Some of the best matches in the last couple of 2-3 years.
I thought for sure he was going to win that.
Him and Hiromu was great.
Yeah, I thought he for sure was going to get that payoff victory, and he never did.
Yeah. Fucking Ogawa's going to have to come back for him to get that victory. Oh, my God. But, yeah, I mean, let's go. Dragon Gate, they kind of just do everything right. I know we... It seems like we suckle at the teat of Ultimo there, or Ultimate for all you American fans. But
you really got my brain stumped with that All Japan or with AEW, because I'm sure there has to be somebody that they've signed that they've done absolutely fucking nothing with, but they do such a good job of rotating people in and out.
I was about to say that's the issue, is the rotation thing, which works. I mean, they gave Cesaro a Ring of Honor title. Roosh did it a lot to himself.
Yeah, that's true. And he got opportunities. That's fair. Yeah. No,
yeah.
I was gonna say Statlander, but then they finally belted her up.
They belted her up. I mean, Willow, same thing. They gave her 2 belts. I mean, they give literally everyone chances. Like, it's just the annoyance of debuts and then they lose. I guess that would just be like the corresponding of who are they just letting waste away in catering. And I'm not talking about contract freezes. I'm not talking Jericho. I'm not talking, Dan Houser before being booed in Chicago.
The one nice thing too is, like, even when you start thinking, like, they bring the guys in, like you say, and then they lose all the time. But then they do that good, like, okay, these guys were a big. The thing I like about that, and
it's called the Mark Davis, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Mark Davis.
When they come into the company, they lose because in theory, your promotion is the number one promotion. So if you're new to the promotion, you shouldn't be better than the guys that are already here, unless you're Ciampa who came in and won, something like that. But like Jordan Oliver and Alec Price, you're not better than FTR and the Young Bucks or whoever the fuck was their 2 matches. But what they do, like Josh Alexander was losing a bunch, but then he starts winning in tags, and you start seeing him climb those charts, and then they give him the run. Like Mark Davis, we thought he was fucked 2 different times now. They still are keeping him on TV though now because he got those initial losses as the fall guy, and then he worked his way into the card and into creative and into the into the logic of he's improving by wrestling better people.
And the injuries,
Yep, injuries hurt too.
Huge setbacks, but he's in great shape now. Better shape than past.
God, and if man. I'm still mad that Jake something got hurt because those dudes were going to be
that would have
great.
Them and FTR again, like them and like they
and
would have
babyface Bucks,
them and Jet Speed too, like
baby, even them and Price and Oliver, who I just said.
Well, what's 1,000%. But what's crazier too is there was and they still can do it, obviously. If they could do something aligned with him, with Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher again.
Oh, yep. And you still definitely could, like you were saying.
Oh my God! But Fletcher's, winning pink belt, so I mean, it's fine. He's doing his own thing. But down the line, it's something that I'm always hopeful for, a nice reunion of Aussie Open. But
you ready for this transition?
I guess Alexander, I would say would have been my answer, but he's been awesome the last 6 months, half a year.
Alexander's the epitome of doing it the right way instead of the way these other places are doing it.
Speaking of doing it the right way, yep.
You slowly build them to the fans. You don't go, fuck this guy and bury him. But what I was going to say to you was Kyle Fletcher, 100% correct about that guy. Back to got to see this Aussie Open Velocities days that, putting them over after you mentioned them on the show. So, obviously, boom, boom, boom. But there's another guy that I feel just as confident in, and that is my pick to win the New Japan Cup. Callum Newman, which I think needs to be said that as we brought up at the new beginning, he beat David Finlay clean and won and sent the guy out of the territory. But they ran a show in Trenton on the 27th, and David Finlay won in the opener.
He did indeed against Fred Rosser, which I thought was a wonderful opening matchup.
Yeah.
A very cool technical wrestling match. Rosser, I was thinking, it's like, why isn't this guy like in a New Japan Cup? I don't know about a G1 or in a tag league. I'm sure he might have been in the tag league maybe like 5-6 years ago with what's his name? The MMA dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Lawler.
Tom Lawler. Thank you, Tom Zink.
But like Ross, it was me. Roster, I'm hit or miss on. Shout out to the Nexus. Same thing with David Finlay. The biggest thing I say is the lack of character, the lack of charisma. Has always been my thing. But I think he's improved over the last 3 years. With New Japan, kind of as that character, as that leader of the War Dogs, RIP Bullet Club. But Finlay, I don't know. I thought he showed more character in this match than I've seen in a while. And it was just a straight wrestling match. And this was just good back and forth. Finlay, like you said, got the victory. So it scratches your head like,
is he not leaving?
What are we doing here?
Like, is he leaving? Is he not leaving? Like,
do you think he would benefit from a transformation a la Jay White, his former, great rival, but also, former tag and BFF?
You mean like changing his gimmick up?
Gimmick and the physique, where, if he went on like the 12 ab diet, maybe start with the 6.
I don't know, man. It's so hard with David Finlay because when you like really look at the meat and potatoes of this dude. I mean, this guy debuted in like 2013. It's been 13 years, and he's shown progression. I mean, the last couple of years have clearly turned him somebody that I could have cared less for to somebody that I've actually kind of enjoyed and is getting better and improving. but you know, they even gatoed him up. We need a rebel. You know, they gatoed him up. You know, which is almost a shoo-in, you could think of. It worked for Jay White. That's where it got. That's where I was going. Is, you know, you mentioned the Jay White. Jay White had him, and it just he just didn't get over. And then they put him in the. You know, he had the feud and shit with Osprey and them with the United Empire, and it didn't really elevate him enough. And he had some. You know, he won the New Japan Cup. Had the Goto match.
Yeah, what, 2 years ago? Yep.
He won it last year. 2 years ago was Yota Tsuji.
Oh, last year. Yep.
I made that same mistake on the show I did. And then I had to correct. I was like, wait, I gotta look at the timeline. Sorry, this is bad radio. And then I started but you know, I think they just realized it wasn't there. And then they went back to Yota Tsuji, who won it the year before, because I think if they really wanted to do something, he would have won the G1 this year. And I think he's so, you know, he was so thinking that, you know, Daddy's going to get me in. My brother's already there. And like I said to you before, I think he got a bad contract. That's why he hasn't taken it. Because I think now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, because New Japan's kind of like, look, I mean, if you want to come back, we'll take you. But you kind of told us to fuck off. You know,
well, yeah, they have the leverage now.
Yeah.
You know, where they probably would have matched any money that he wanted, but now it's like, all right, well, maybe.
Well, apparently that was the main reason he left, or he was leaving, is because he didn't want their offer. So now apparently he's saying, if you can match the WWE offer, I'll resign. And they're like, okay, what are you doing here? And think about this: who's the last guy who did this with WWE and then went crawling back? And what is that guy doing? Kushida.
Oof. Oh my God, I forgot he was with WWE.
Yeah, he was part of Jacket Time with Eichmann.
Oh my God, I forgot that was a thing.
Can you believe
I thought he was in TNA.
Jiro goes to WWE, gets put in the angle, and then now can't use his name.
No, he was in 0-1. Oh, really?
Yeah, he wrestles as Kuro or Tokyo,
Ikemen?
Japan. He can't use Jiro or Eichmann anymore.
That sucks. He sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah, and then didn't do anything. The best part, too, is I remember the first thing we saw was Eichmann stands out with his gimmick and his wrestling ability at the PC Center. And then they went, yeah, we're not going to, that shit ain't going to fly here, kid. You're not working like that. We're going to teach you how to do a hip toss. And then look at the motherfucking hard cam.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. And then, you know, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with Finley. I still think he's going to do something with his brother Brogan, since they took him out of Chase U or whatever. So, like, he's not in a faction anymore. So, like, the door's open. It's almost like the red carpet's there. He just hasn't walked on it yet. But then again, if he goes to NXT, that's fine, because I wasn't a big fan of Finley before. I've enjoyed his work, but I'm not seeking it out. He can go rot in NXT with the shit I don't watch, like Ren Sinclair and Nikita Lyons match.
I don't know. Maybe he can deliver a bunch of overkills down in Florida.
You know what he isn't going to deliver in Florida, Alex?
What's that?
The fucking quality match we got from Bolton Oleg and Big Tom Ishii over here.
Before we go to that banger, what'd you think of the whole Knockout Brothers meeting him at the entrance before
Finley?
he left? Yeah, Finley, you know, kind of like drops the mic, right, and then kind of doesn't say anything.
Oh yeah, I forget.
KO Bros are there.
My guess is, if he is gone, that was him doing his curtain call with the Bullet Club one more time, and those just were the only two guys that were booked.
I mean, my other thought, Rosser, he's always been a serviceable wrestler. I thought this was just a really fun match, a fun opener, but like, dude, Rosser, what do you think? Like, how come he's never been out Japan way, do you think?
I think, if I remember hearing this right, and I should have fact checked this, but I forgot. I think he's a trainer over there now.
Okay.
I feel like he just I'll Google it right now here. Fred Rosser training people at New Japan Dojo. I thought for some reason somebody said that he was like, he's a coach is in the New Japan Dojo.
Oh, okay. Then that makes sense.
Cool. Good for him.
Good on you. Also,
Layla Gray
it would have been
is
cool.
now part of the New Japan Academy. Interesting.
Layla Gray, really? I didn't even know she was let go.
I think she's doing, unless this is old.
Watch out, Ren Sinclair.
Oh, okay. September of 2024. My new home, New Japan Academy. I didn't realize she was in the New Japan Academy. That's cool.
I thought she got hurt too, which could have been a while ago. But speaking of hurt, unfortunately, the Stone to Pitbull. I mean, sorry, that's me. The Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, got a little banged up from the new Strong Openweight Championship. We hardly knew you as champion. Big Tom here, as we did see him win it live last year in Chicago. Bolton Oleg, though, just beating the shit out of this dog. It was like watching Old Yeller at times. But Ishii looked good, kind of still selling that injury from the tag on Dynamite or whatever the week or so prior. But Bolton Oleg, man, I'm happy they gave him a title. Do I want it against my guy, my dude? No. But Oleg just keeps getting better and better. You just see it's clicking. He's just a massive boy or man, but just like a boy who's just like can knock you out with probably his fucking trigger finger. Like he can poke you and then you're just done. But I thought this was just this is what we love. This is why we love strong style. This is why we love the New Japan, the fighting spirit. It was because of this match, and Bolton Oleg has been given a great treatment since he's kind of been a premier guy over the last couple of years. But
really good, I think. I think he's really figuring it out.
Because he's a former 6-man open weight with Big Tom, right?
And I think it was them two and Yano, right?
Yano, yeah.
I also think it helps, and we're seeing it with Yota Tsuji. We're seeing it with Yuya Uemura. And even though we shit on him, I can say we see it with Shooter too. Putting these young guys in the G1 was the best thing they could have done right after Excursion. Because all these guys have gotten, like, if you take when they made their G1 debuts like 2 years ago to now, like that stretch of working with top tier talent, Bolton Oleg's gotten better. Like I said, Yota Tsuji's gotten better. Even David Finlay got better.
Oh yeah.
Look at how good ELP has become. Like this crop of these guys are really starting to figure it out by working these work rate G1s this last year, and even a little bit the year before, but more this year for me than anything. And Tomohiro Ishii is your perfect guy. Like I firmly believe, Alex, that Tomohiro Ishii has 0 injuries right now. He's just that good at selling.
I mean, yeah, maybe he just needed time to chill out, and he just wanted to spend some time in America.
Yeah, maybe he just wanted to go fuck around and do shit.
Because I just want to wear suits and cool sunglasses.
Remember that one match? I don't remember what it was. It was a never title back in the day with like Shibata maybe or something. But he was like selling his jaw, and we're like, oh my god, he's injured. And then we're like, wait, he's selling a jaw. We've never seen that before. Like the shit's on the ground, like he's adjusting his mouth and he's grabbing at his. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is incredible. This is like Kobashi Kawada selling. Like this is incredible, man. And the way he's able to work with Bolton Oleg too. When Oleg was doing like the gut wrench swings back and forth with him, did you notice? The fucking pro that Big Tom is curled his body into a ball to make himself easier. Like where some dickheads have all their phalanges flailing. He's like, I got you, bro.
And was that before or after the 3-minute chop fest that won the crowd over? By the way.
Oh, I remember with that when I was watching
Into the lariat by Bolton Oleg, just murdering him. Where I think we were watching it on the stream Friday night, and what did we rewind that like 3-4
Oh
times?
man, like I said when they started, I was like, okay, they know the way to my heart because they're doing the Sasaki Kobashi right here, and
Yeah.
and I mean this was the reason why you have Tomohiro Ishii. Is I mentioned it to you earlier.
Hit him with Aaron Wolf. What the fuck?
Hell yeah. Now I don't know if it's. Do you remember Chris Charlton during the Wolf Don Foley match? Not to jump over, but it's a good point that you about putting him with them, where he kept talking about like all the veterans in the back don't seem to think he should be where he is, and he's got a big head, and like he was putting that over as much as Foley not advancing since 2017. Do you think they're trying to tell a story that the reason he doesn't really have any friends is because people don't like him and they want to see him get humbled, and then
But then why? But we haven't seen him to warrant any of that. Like,
No, you're
as a
right.
fan, I'm like, no, he seems normal. He seems like, oh, I'm out here again. Like, he seemed excited today going in, even though he was like, shit, I got to lose the Fale. Again, this redemption arc that they think is going to be big is just going to fall flat on their fucking face. But he just, yeah, there was a lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah, like, and this is
Now
me
that
trying to
you
make,
say it, I'm like, oh boy.
and I'm just trying to make some kind of positivity out of.
But that's not his fault. But he's not also showcasing that he's a snob know-it-all. Otherwise, they should have just turned him into a fucking heel
Yeah, there you go.
off the fucking bat.
Just make him a heel.
BRB, but the next match, a first-time one-on-one, Ricochet defending the AEW National Championship in Trenton, New Jersey, against the Bone Soldier, Taiji Ishimori. Ishimori's having a hell of a 2026, coming off a pretty strong 2025, meaning he gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Like he's having fun. And he's showing up in other feds, having really good matches. He's having a great time. Ricochet, and you could tell Ricochet was having a grand time. I mean, he was even fucking with his hair to kind of start off. But this was a awesome match, a match I didn't know that I really wanted, but I'm happy we got in this stage of their careers. And again, this model of Ishimori comparable to what we saw in the 4 junior level of New Japan in 2018 to 2022.
Yeah, this is a fun ass match. One thing too, I don't know if Kyle's still around, but Ricochet's like Kyle's number one, I think, right now. And watching this match, seeing Ishimori be able to come in and just do what Ishimori does, which we don't always get. Just and it's not his fault. It's just that's his role in New Japan. But he felt like 2018 Ishimori, kind of like you said, where it felt like he gave a shit. And Ricochet's one of my favorite things in all of wrestling right now as a heel. Like, he is just a natural heel because he is so good at pissing people off. And I fucking love how petty Ricochet is on Twitter. I know that's stupid, and I shouldn't be paying attention to that kind of stuff, but this dude says everything sometimes I want to say to, and he just off the cuff, he's like, like when the whole I think he got involved in the Rhea Ripley Jade Cargill thing even. Like he's a fucking troll, and he's so good at it. So I give kudos to Ricochet for going above and beyond. Maybe he's taking that MJF approach and just saying, hey, screw it. Let's make this count.
The best thing to go off your Ricochet, kind of praise. The best thing Tony Khan has done was let Ricochet kind of figure out who he was as a heel. Because he did the whole what the fuck's that douchebag's name? Oh my God, I'm blanking. But that influencer who's like, "You're gay if you have emotions," and
Oh,
all the Andrew Tate,
there
Andrew
you go,
Tate.
there
So
you
he was
go.
doing that in the beginning because that was, what was a hated figure in the media at that time. And then he started doing the scissor thing, and you're like, what is this about? But he just gradually got, he's kind of playing off the crowd, which then the crowd started doing the ball chants, and
Hmm.
that helped him out. Then he got the gates of agony, and everyone's like, what? Because it was hinting like, I need a stable, I need a group, I am a leader, and you're like, oh, who is he gonna get? This should be fun. Him and the Hurt Syndicate, was cool stuff because he was still the heel, but he was like the little brother, like, hey, get down, you're nothing. Get out of my way, little
Yeah,
chihuahua.
yeah.
And so again, built him up, but he wasn't getting that sympathy. People are like, yeah, you do fucking deserve that, like get the fuck back. But he listened to the crowd. He was trolling and still does troll on the internet. I didn't see if he's within the Rhea Jade thing, but
There was something new that he got his hands on,
but
and
he
I was laughing.
retracted a lot of the stuff that he was saying, a couple weeks ago when he went on those random rants. It's like everyone hates being there and their creativity's being stripped and this and that. Which, albeit it's true, I don't know what started it or if he just randomly just started his own thread with that. But he did retract a lot of that. He's like, hey, I got friends over there, blah blah blah. So I'm sure it was a talking to on many levels. But
and
no, Ricochet's.
it could show that maybe he's just level-headed with it too. Like, maybe I went too
Yeah, yeah.
far.
Like it went too far. Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
great point you made with it. Like, that's a good. That's why I'm sorry to jump in. I just was like, damn it, that was a good point.
But with yeah, he's easily one of the better heels because he is the guy you just want to see his ass kicked. But then when he does, the Ricochet shit, and it's not even all the flippy doos anymore, which is wild. But the spirit gun, the vertigo drop, kind of combo there. It's just a lot of fun to see, and you're like, all right, Ricochet wins. We get to shit on this guy, one more match, and hopefully he'll lose it. But Ricochet, awesome, great arm selling, kind of going throughout the match as well. Since Ishimori does a lot of the submission holds there, but this was just a fun juniors match that I'm happy we didn't get 12 years ago, when they were just, kind of being a thing, but happy we got it now in this, and where we appreciate it as fans, and then they appreciate it, of course, as the wrestlers.
And you know what? You know what I think is a couple things that are really helping Ricochet's case too. That's helping him stay over. Is he's like he's almost like fucking DX Shawn Michaels. He's
Okay,
the
I
asshole
see
in the
it.
background, jumping up and down, picking his nose, wiping boogers at you, fucking making stupid noises to laugh at you. But then he's so good, and you're just mad because you're like, fuck, he's better than my favorite guy. So he's gonna win. I also think
Great comparison. Great comparison.
that it helps that he doesn't have to be the flippy do guy. Tony Khan just lets
Yes.
him. Yeah, he goes, "Hey man, you want to wrestle? Great, let's just have you wrestle." And he just goes out there and he wrestles. So it's not like, all right, you have 4 minutes on speed. You got to hit 16 fucking Huracan. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is all right. And then when you want to do that shit, people are gonna pop more because you're not doing it as much. So I think people forgot that, when he was in Dragon Gate, like when we saw him in Dragon Gate, he was a good fucking worker. Like
Yeah, and that
tag
was
match
16 years ago.
hell yeah, that match against fucking Speed Muscle was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That was when, around when I think he had his Open the Dream Gate title run too. Like, that's why I still think Shima's one of the best eyes for talent. Like, he spots these guys and he nails it. And he gets behind him and nails it. I mean, T-Hawk is, 50-50 per se, but look how great Lindemann is. I mean, like, look how great Ricochet was.
Whoa, when did we start backtracking on T-Hawk?
I'm not. I mean, because he like business
Just his
wise,
attitude.
yeah, like
Oh,
he
yeah.
has that attitude. He his title reign was kind of whack when he won it, and I think he might have still been Tomahawk TT then. I don't remember, but like,
Who would be hired to an exclusive contract to any to any company in general without being a freelancer? Katsuhiko Nakajima or T-Hawk?
Oh, like the best freelancer in Puro?
No, like who out of those two, which, they have a lot of, same with Shima, his allegiance to Shima.
Oh,
Or
Nakajima.
T-Hawk. Like who would be the one to actually
Nakajima.
secure a contract first? Okay.
I'm going to say this in the nicest way because as much as you give me shit, I know it's bullshit, and I love the getting shit for it. But look, two of my favorite wrestlers are two of the hardest people to work with in two different countries. Nakajima is the Japanese CM Punk.
Oh yeah.
And I love every minute of it, except for when I don't get to see him wrestle anymore. Just like when I didn't get to see Punk wrestle in that fucking dog collar match. Damn it. I don't get to see Nakajima anymore. Now he's doing something in 0-1 with Junior Matsunaga and Hayabusa, but I can't figure out the subscription to 0-1's like $5. But I can't figure out how to get the website to work. Or I was going to subscribe to 0-1 because like Masato Tanaka's champ over there.
It's Tanaka, really?
Yeah, like they have the new Hayabusa guy. I really liked that one show I watched just because it was so different than everything else. But I can't figure out how to work this fucking app. So I don't know if I'll see it. But
Wait, what do you mean? 0-1's going to be in Mattoon, Illinois, March 21st.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And
0-1 USA.
I'm so mad I'm not going, by the way, to Vegas because Hayabusa is going to be at the Mark Hitchcock.
I thought he was at the Janela one, too.
Oh, he's working both. Janela is working Brody Lee Jr.
Yeah, it's sure. Is Zeus the booker of the year if the Hayabusa thing still keeps running smooth?
Well, Zeus is Osaka Pro.
Oh, okay.
But Osaka Pro, because I remember I watched a couple of them and then they like stopped putting shit on TV. So then I started watching Collega, which you even, I think, watched a couple of. You ever bought the Bodyguards Collega? And now this year, Osaka Pro they have like 6 or 7 shows on YouTube and tape this year. And like Zeus has been doing a really good job booking, and he brought in Bodyguard for some shit. And like, it's not bad. Like Zeus is kind of doing some things over there. I'll have to Facebook you a link to it. Yeah, I don't even know how we got this far off topic. I love it though. I love some of this shit. Yeah, it's so the Mark Hitchcock. Oh, I guess he doesn't have the match yet. Damn. So the only thing for Mark Hitchcock so far is the swirl against Subculture. Do you remember Subculture?
It sounds familiar.
Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews.
Oh, I didn't realize that was their name because I just mentioned them 2 shows ago, which was probably 7 weeks ago. But yeah, that's tight. They're going to be in Vegas, huh?
Yeah, them against Blake Christian and Lee Johnson.
Yep.
There's a 4-way tag. Joe Lando and Danny Black, I think, are Progress guys. But it's also got Latigo and Toxin, who are 2 good lucha. Starman and Starboy Charlie, which is kind of cool. And Ben K and Hyo. I was like, oh shit, we get a little love and peace.
Me likey. Next is of the me likey, Alec Price, Jordan Oliver. Fun tag team, AEW signees. Take it on Despy and Kushida. Yes, the aforementioned Marty McFly. Fun match.
That was fine.
Not gonna lie, I was probably doing a few different things at the time, but I've always enjoyed me some Jordan Oliver, Alec Price. I'm getting more accustomed to since I'm seeing him a little more, and I haven't watched GCW since 2023, maybe. But
Otis Kogar, Matt Tremont, baby.
Oh yeah, oh gosh.
That's my feud of the year so far.
But yeah, this was a fun tag. It was nice, quick. It was something that it was over. Despy getting the win over Price, and yeah, just a good little tag match. Nothing crazy, nothing not match of the year or anything, but just a fun watch.
I figured out what I was thinking of. It's at the MDK show. It's Bear Bronson and Mr. Danger against Masato Tanaka and Hayabusa.
Who's Mr. Danger? Is that
He's the dude in GCW who looks like Demetrius if he was a deathmatch guy.
Why wasn't Demetrius ever a deathmatch guy?
He's the dude who I always make the joke about that did a dive off of a U-Haul and 7 people didn't catch him from a fucking U-Haul that you can see the size of a fucking...
You know where they do catch? Stardom. You know where else they catch? Everywhere else but America.
I'm sure there was some catching in this time limit draw with ELP and Takeshi.
Oh, I loved it.
Talk about two guys that have chemistry, and you can put them against each other twice a year, and it won't feel like a chore.
Yeah. I mean, shit, we even got 2 back-to-back draws. Time limit draws in this feud.
Yeah, and then a little semi-surprising, but not surprising, I think. They restart the match. Takeshita, your new World Television Champion. Do you think the reason that they put this title on him is because they want to belt him up because of how much they like him, but they decided it was better to do a secondary because of the pushback?
I mean, is this a secondary or a way step back? I think it's nice to have him as a champion. You could still kind of do the Okada thing, the Don Callis thing, where you can kind of be, hey, little brother, look at you and your TV title here.
And you can bring it on the New Japan of America shows too.
Yeah. I mean, he's the solid guy. He's the guy that will garner interest from American fans for people to want to see him live, and people that got to see this match because, like you said, their chemistry with LP and Takeshita was great, but LP was just all like, let's give him more time, 5 more minutes, with his Bret Hart gear, which was pretty damn cool to see. Canada, silver medalist for life, especially in hockey. But no, I mean, when Phantasmo hits that Canadian destroyer, and then Takeshita's like, you know what, I'm going to use your own move on you. CR2, and yeah, it was just badass. You get the Raging Fire, you get the 1, 2, 3. Again, champion's advantage. You would be like, why is this guy? Say, let's give him, but it's the fighting spirit. I totally get it. It was a fun, good match. Takeshita's a champion once again, but hopefully more in store.
Tag match, I don't think is getting a lot of praise. I see a lot of like 3 3.25. I actually really liked this match. I don't know if it's because I'm just a mark for the Knockout Bros and the Gates of Agony, but I thought that, there was a few times where chemistry was a little off. But when you got past about the halfway point, it started turning into like a fucking brawl. I thought it was fucking like shit was just like a car crash for a minute there. You got Toa Leona fucking splashing bitches while they're standing out of nowhere. Oscar's kicking, comes from off camera and kicks Bishop Khan in the mouth. I mean, they were beating the shit out of each other. I thought this was a fun match. Am I the high point on this?
I mean, Oscar was making people go to sleep. I was a little sleepy kind of throughout this match. Like you said, definitely in the latter half, it picks up tremendously. To me, this was an okay match. I'm not the biggest Gates of Agony. I love the improvement. Knockout Brothers, we see the phenomenal, tag match just a couple of weeks ago with Fire and Ice, or, Shooter Umino and
Scott Norton Ice Train.
Yeah. And with Yu Yamura as well. But I don't know, I don't know if it was the jet lag. If there was jet lag, it would have been sad if we got a Knockout Brothers, appearance at a AEW show randomly. That would be fucking cool. But this just showcased kind of like the Oscar I knew before, the Yomura and Shooter match, where you could see a little bit of clunkiness. these are two teams, that they're not hard to watch, but I don't know. This wasn't just an okay match for me. This wasn't like the last 2-3 Knockout Brothers. I still love the emotion from Yuta Ice, but who's clearly the breakout in this. But I also think Bishop Khan is also kind of really good. I like to see these guys maybe in the tag league later on, kind of from a couple years ago too. But to me, this was just fine. This wasn't anything crazy, but that's just me. But that's how I felt for the next match too.
Well, yeah. So my one other take, I was just kind of looking at this while you were giving yours. To me, this felt like a match where you have two teams that can be really good, but at the same time, you gotta, I say this for everybody. Oscar's 27, Yuto Ice is 29. Toa Leon and Yuto Ice have only been wrestling for 5 years. Oscar and Bishop Khan only 7. And I bet you this is the first time they've ever even said hello to each other. And I think that's why the match started so clunky, is because it was, you're putting two people, it's like starting a brand new character in like a role-playing game. You got to start gaining experience points and learning what you're doing and leveling up till you get good. And I think that's why it finished so well, is because they were able to rally and nail everything that they were going to do for that finish. Whereas the impromptu shit at the beginning, without really knowing each other, you could tell there was if we have another match, it should be better type thing.
I can't believe he's only 29. I swear I thought you told me he was in his 30s like a few weeks ago, like late 30s. And I was like, really? That makes sense. But also trained by Bad Luck Fale.
Yuto Ice was?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that's why he's around. And I was gonna say this earlier when you said the pride of New Zealand. I was gonna say, motherfucker, that's Hanare. That is not
the Godfather of New Zealand.
But once again, Hanare, a New Zealand guy who came in from the dojo. So like he's putting, he nails some of these guys. I think Hartley Jackson.
I would say Fale's eye for talent is pretty good. I mean, his trainees seem to be pretty awesome the last couple of years. So
yeah, I think there's a reason why he's still there.
Why he's beating Aaron Wolf? What's that reason?
God, it makes me think that they just go, hey, let us know when you want to wrestle, and then we'll book you. And like maybe he's just like, I'm starting to get a little older. Maybe I want to work this year in some of the tours and just see how I feel. Maybe that's why he's just.
He looks good. He looks in good shape. I mean, he looks better than like 7 years ago, I think. But he also just shouldn't. I mean, his look, I'm not saying his wrestling, is better than 7 years ago, but he just looks cool. Like he looks like he should be a manager or leading of the new dojo.
I like I like the stogie.
Yeah.
But
I enjoy me good stuff.
You mentioned the next match that you were kind of on. Shuri, Athena. I loved this match.
I'm just not the biggest Athena fan.
I think that's what it is for me.
I'm in love with.
She's fucking.
She again kicks it into full gear in the last half of the match, but that last 2 sequences where she's just murdering Athena with like kicks and Germans. Athena looked good. This was a serviceable Athena match for me. I was just like, if she can go through Shiri, then I can kind of see this title reign. I'm happy she didn't get the win, obviously, because it was for the IWGP Women's Championship. Yes, that's the thing, and not for the Ring of Honor's Women's Championship. So, but I don't know what that means for Athena, how that makes her look. Taking the L, getting pinned, kind of clean there, but
I think it's okay.
It was fine. It was a Shiri match. I was happy to see her face a decorated, female wrestler from the States. It's just Athena's just not my bag. I mean, she was cool as Ember Moon for a couple of years for me. She's, I like her character work. I liked her AEW, her Mercedes Monet, in some things, just because maybe there's a little bit more time restrictions on those matches compared with some of those Ring of Honor
Yeah.
30-minute title matches or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, like I said, the last 8 minutes, it turns it around for what they did.
The reason I say doesn't hurt Athena one bit is who did Syuri beat for the title?
Saya Kama.
Yeah, I mean, if she can put over Syuri, Athena better shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
like that's one of those things where even if you're Tony Khan, you kind of go, my girl's not winning. Like if she didn't win, she's not gonna win either. I respect that. Like I understand the logic behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably why it's so much because I was an Athena mark before the E, and then I got sour on her because of how she became in the E. So now that she's started doing more shit, like a couple of years ago, I think that's why I warmed back up to her. And I like the fact that like they've been using Athena pretty well this year, and I think Athena did a really good job adjusting to it too and getting ready for it. And I think they're going to finally bring her over because she got into really good shape.
Okay.
Like, remember, because she used to
No,
be,
I was thinking that she looked healthier.
Yeah, like she was leaned out. Like,
Yeah.
she was working for, like, that's work. There's something that, that's one of those things where, like, oh, what's going to happen why she's like this or why this person's like this, So I think that's another positive sign is I think they're going to do something with her, and hopefully it's more along that Monet route, like you were kind of saying, where she gets more opportunities and more time restricted, where she, it's not, all right, you're the main event, we need you to go 32 minutes now because we didn't have anything else.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be beneficiary too. So hopefully more to come.
Yeah. I think once she wrestles that style that, we're accustomed to for, U.S. women's wrestling, not on a Ring of Honor channel where it's like, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. You're like against bumfuck whoever. Let's say Alex Windsor, but what are your thoughts on Windsor?
I like Windsor. I like her and Hater too. They just go in there and fucking lariat people. It's tight.
It's just the name. Well, yeah, but the name is funny. But the reason why I bring up
80% of the names in this company's tag names are like the worker names in NXT.
80s wrestling or 2025 wrestling.
I get it. Look, and if that's the worst part about the product for me, I'll let the motherfuckers name their, like, you want to be Jet Set Radio from Dreamcast or whatever. You're going to give me the fucking quality of matches you can. You can get away with being called Jet Set Radio. That motherfucker can't go named as Ren Sinclair or whatever the fuck, because, like, she didn't do anything to earn anything. And I don't even know why she's getting strays. I'm trying to compare the NXT, like, shitty name thing. Like, if Ren Sinclair wrestled like Syuri, I would put up with the name Ren Sinclair. I think is where I'm trying to go with that. Like, if you're going to give
What about Windy Chu?
Fucking hell. And then her in her fucking sleeping bag.
What was Sari's gimmick?
Sari was Saria? Sari. It was Sari. What the fuck? Saray. They called her Saray.
Oh, okay.
She was the warrior or the sun god or warrior of the sun or something like that.
Sure. Alex Windsor is challenging Shiri, not Saray, Shiri for the Eve's Wrestle Queendom 24. I don't know if you saw that vignette after the match.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. It
took me a second, and I was like, "Is that?" I thought it was someone else. I was like, "Oh, they're pushing so and so," and it was like Windsor, and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, Shuri's. Cool. I think Shuri's got a title over in the UK.
Nice. Let's fucking do it. As we say, you know who's saying, let's fucking do it? A wrestler I don't know is going to win comeback of the year of 2026 or improved of 2026 or just happy to be wrestling in 2026. Andrade El Idolo challenged Yota Tsuji for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship in a fucking really well done main event.
Yeah, this was fun.
Again, once they kind of got a feeling for each other, it was like watching some symmetrical wrestling since they looked like they could have been brothers. Like I said, it was like a movie or a thing out of like Twins. Like if they remade Twins for like Pluto TV or one of those off-brand streaming. There you go. There you go. That'll make TKO so proud. But no, I mean, Yota Tsuji getting the win by reverting back to his, the very first set of moves they teach you in that dojo, man. Got to get him in that Boston Crab. Like he keeps showcasing the history and the lineage of what New Japan offers, what the dojo offers, most importantly. But Idolo was getting that El Sombra, type of knack back, and he has been all year since he's been brought back for the second time in 7 months in AEW.
I love it.
But he's making everything count. He realizes the opportunity. The rumor of where he was going to have to sit for a year or two with the freezing his contract. But Andrade's just fucking having a blast. I'm happy for him. Busty OnlyFans models, shitting on them on the social or not. He's making it work. He's doing some moves I have not seen. I still love that. Was it the Russian? Anyways,
are you talking about the kick to the back elbow thing he does?
No, where he jumps off the middle rope and gives you it's not the back body drop, but it's like the Russian. I forgot what they called
Russian
it.
leg sweep.
Leg sweep. Thank you. God, that was the name I was trying to think of the last show. But giving Frankensteiners, he's given, Genome Blast, which changed the name of that move, bro, aka the spear. He lifted Andrade's ass up, but Andrade, kind of getting his own, destroyers. So weird. So weird. But no, it was just a fucking great main event. The final 16, 17, 18, 20 minutes worked. Was a damn near 30-minute match.
26-44.
We got an Eddie Guerrero tribute, of course, with the Three Amigos. Andrade pays his respects. They were seeing everything you want in this type of match. They were just perfect. I want to see Andrade in Chicago in July, on July 11th. I want to see him in a G1. This should be his fucking reward. Hey, keep the momentum going. Have him go pretty damn far because he's having a hell of a year so far.
Can I give you who I would do a genome blast if it was his opponent?
Who?
Callum Newman.
Oof.
That would fuck.
Yeah?
That'd be really fucking good. Andrade is the epitome of a smart businessman. I say that because this guy left on the best terms possible. And the minute he realized what all these other motherfuckers are realizing, that the grass isn't greener on the other side, he's going, hey, Tony, me and my wife, got divorced, and, that's why I came back, and I'd really like to come back if you'd have me. What does Tony Khan say? This guy left on great terms, and everybody still likes him. Of course we'd like to have you back. You'd be good for the locker room. And he turns and looks at all those other guys who fucking were calling him out on Twitter, like Phoenix and all that shit. Phoenix talks so much shit and is doing nothing on this company. And to the point, Andrade tweeted, hey, Phoenix, when are you going to leave so we can run the tag division around the world? Andrade, hey, buddy, should have done what I did, not broke it. I mean, and I credit him for it, and I equate it to a gentleman that I mentioned earlier. I think he's kind of like Punk, where he knows he's got to make this count and be right. And he's this feels like NXT Andrade when he was a top 10 wrestler in the world. Like some of these matches he's been having, like I mean, to me, the Gargano match or him
He
and
beat
Nakamura.
Kenny Omega.
Oh God, that's true. That Omega match was so good.
Wonderful match. Wonderful.
I will always still love the La Sombra Nakajima, I think, from New Beginning in like 2014. But that was because it was best wrestler in the world Nakamura at that time, you could argue. But yeah, dude, him and Swerve was pretty fucking good too.
Yeah. Swerve having great matches. Being a heel, we finally watched the Swerve Strickland Kenny Omega match from 3 Dynamites ago, but we watched that on Friday night.
Oh man.
We made an oath without being spoiled somehow in those weeks that we wouldn't watch it without watching it together, and it was fucking enjoyable. And Swerve is showing why he's damn good, and I'm happy we don't get dancing Nana anymore. We're going to get a more serious tone from these two. But back to Andrade. What do you think about running him in the G1? They need a body. This guy can do some things. Why not?
I think it'd be a great idea. He's a perfect guy that you could have just run 500 in it. And you could have him get wins that give you a reason to book him. Like, you could have him go 4 and 5 for all I care. He could go under 500. But if you have him beat Konosuke Takeshita, now you've given a reason to book Takeshita and him for the TV title in America. You know what I mean? If you have him pin Yota Tsuji, you now have a reason to run this back in America again, because you've told these fans that he did beat their champion. And New Japan is very good about that. If you watch in the G1s, the guys that, except for Tomohiro fucking Ishii when he beat Okada in that amazing G1 match, when people get wins over champs in the G1, it's usually because they're going to be a future title match.
Yeah. And they haven't done that in forever, it seems like.
So you could have him, stack a couple of those against a couple of their champions, and now you got main events at your New Japan of America shows.
Oh man, just a great hand to have at the moment for many companies. But keep it going, Andrade. That's a really good success story because you root for him. He always got pops. We've been to like a dozen AEW shows, and it's just like, every time he come out, it was a big deal. He had the fire, he had the pyro, he had the video. I still think one of the best things they did years ago is they gave him subtitles because you could barely understand his English, and that's not his fault. He tried. He did that. But when they threw the subtitles, like, that's all we need.
Yeah.
That's how we get to know this guy. Yeah, and then he was gone. But, whatever.
But I think it made him comfortable, too.
Yes, yeah.
Because then he wasn't having to think about it. He wasn't overthinking about saying everything correctly. Like, I don't speak another language. It'd be like a new wrestler thinking about the moves. He's thinking about how he speaks, I'm sure. So, like, it's such a great point you brought up with that.
So he's having, him and Tsuji, I thought just worked really well together. And I can't wait to see that again, kind of in the future.
I'm
good show. This was a good show. Honestly, this was a really good show. The tag match just was, for me, I don't know. It was fine, but it wasn't anything where I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch this Knockout Brothers match again. But majority of the show was, I would say, 99% of the show, and again, hats off to everyone, but the Ricochet and Bone Soldier and Oleg and Ishii, man, and even fucking Rosser and Finlay, like, it was just boom, boom, boom. You had the tag match filler with Despy, Kushida, Oliver, and Price, but then you kick it right off with Takeshita and LP, and then you get the tag title match. You get the women's match where, again, that final half, you're just like, oh, this is the Shuri I've been waiting for. And Athena took it like a champ, pun intended. And the main event, I thought, fucking delivered. One thing I didn't like, I thought it was my TV, but I went to my other TV. their fucking production was just whack,
Yeah.
man. It just was just badly lit. Like I was like, oh man, I was like, I know this TV's 6 years old, but it's Dolby Vision, and
No,
I went
their
to
production reminds me of fucking Rev Pro. Like I love Rev Pro. You know, I've had their subscription a few times to just bin. I'll get it for 2 months and then watch a whole year and then get rid of it. And
watch a whole year.
yeah, like, you know, because you know I'm such a maniac with my awards. You know, I gotta watch every Michael Oku match. I gotta watch every Luke Jacobs match. You know, and you know I'm that guy. Rev Pro's fucking his production is dog shit. Like that's what it reminded me of. Where you're like, oof. At least they got the wrestling. You know, it ain't Noah. I'll tell you that much.
But like, and then I was thinking, I was like, even when we've gone to those shows, they are very darkly lit. But besides that, you know, production aside, it was a fun show. You know, it was worth the $20.
I can comfortably say that I'm doing not even a victory lap, but a kind of a Tiger Woods when you had Umino, Uemura, Tsuji, and Great Okan were the four, and Gabe Kidd to an extent, where you know they were like the ones going on excursion, and I was like, man, Tsuji and Kidd, these guys seem like they might be something good, and I think I nailed the two. I think I nailed them.
Yeah.
I was nervous they were definitely getting put on the back burner for Shooter, but Yota Tsuji is, I mean, I've been talking about him for a couple of years now. You know, I'm always throwing roses at his feet. He's really, I can truly tell that like his light bulb is on. Like it's not flickering, like it's on. He gets it. And he's making a goofy fucking gimmick that nobody understands and thinks he looks like a stupid Dick Tracy villain.
No, it's Carmen Sandiego, man.
Or Carmen Sandiego. Yep. Call him Carmen Sandiego too. That's a great one. He loves it and it works for him. And that's all. Like he doesn't let any of that shit bother him, and he just swags out. And he's got confidence, and he's really getting good at wrestling. Like Yota Tsuji's, I was really nervous that
he's crafting a match a lot better. He's not as nervous. I mean, he was thrown, you know, into, you know, after coming back from excursion, the LIJ route, which, you know, you're always like, oh yeah, they got the young guy, but you know, everyone focus on the big four. But yeah, and you know, he wins the cup. You know, he looked like he wasn't ready, not like Okada and Tanahashi at a Wrestle Kingdom, but he was like, all right, this guy has something, but he's not there yet.
Yep.
You know, you did the twin magic, you know, a couple of times, you know, throughout the last couple of years, but he's just, and I think being that New Japan flag bearer where he's like, hey, this is my company. I don't think AEW has treated this partnership well. I am fighting for New Japan. I am bringing back the lineage of the IWGP, you know, heavyweight champion. You know, he's doing all these things that are right.
Yeah.
Which hopefully happens to our country in 2048. But doing everything and resetting stuff, you know, that is good for the people and the Piro fans out there. And yeah, Tsuji, I think, is the guy that, you know, maybe 2 years ago wasn't, you know, the right time. And he figured that out. And, you know, it's something where I wish they would give the same grace to Aaron Wolf, but literally only time will tell.
And you know what I think has really helped Yota Tsuji out a lot is you look at before we'll say till November of 2025 when he started getting noticed. So we'll say a year ago, the last year's New Japan Cup, he didn't win it, but his high profile matches like Wrestle Kingdom matches and at New Beginning and such. He feuded with Gabe Kidd and Yuya Uemura. They put those young boys together, and I think they're the top three. I think Shooter's 4 and Okan's 5. I think I would go Tsuji Kidd or Kidd Tsuji, whatever order you would want to go in, and then I think Uemura, and then I think it's Shooter, and then I think it's Great Okan. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that order. Like, I don't know if you think Okan's better than Shooter or Shooter's better than all of them, but you look at those top three, they all worked each other. And I think it helped because they got to work people they're comfortable with.
Oh.
And then, it's like me and Demetrius, we're so comfortable with each other. Like, we could take a different approach to the match because we just kind of call it as we see it, or try shit that is crazy because we trust each other, and so we can go deeper in the waters of matches because we've touched so many times in the ring. So I think that's really helped too. Like, I think as much as I used to shit on how they're doing these young lions, I think I'm starting to see that it paid off a little bit because they're starting to really become the backbone of this company in a good way too.
Oh yeah. Oh, they are definitely becoming the backbone because they realize they have to be. I'm sure that's a lot of pressure. I mean, wrestlers from 15 years ago, 20 years ago, all the different classes, like they had to be the guys. Where then those guys in 2018 to now, they were like, we're not giving up our spots yet, which hindered a lot of the growth, I would say, for a lot of these guys, and maybe even lack of confidence. Because who knows if Naito was showing Suji anything?
Yeah,
I'm sure, and
very
hope
true.
Shingo was. I'm hoping Hiromu probably would every now and then, way more than Naito. I'm sure Bushi would. He's chill, but his allegiance to Naito is probably just like, let the kid learn.
Here's a great one. I love that you brought that up. What did Okada do on his way out? He didn't fucking put anybody over.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that dude went out, I think, still a champion, and they've just
Was he really?
He was the never 6-man champ.
Oh God.
It was
Forgot
like
about that,
was like him, Tanahashi, and Ishii or something,
Oh my gosh.
which is an awesome team, by the way.
Yeah.
If that's really what it was, but like, or fucking Yano or some dumb shit, who knows? But like, you're right. Like, these guys had no interest in it, and it's starting to be a different era of workers. That's why Ishii's still there, because he knows you got to put over the next wave. That's why Nagata's still there. That's why Kojima's still there. Like, that's why I think a lot of the garb that's gone, like,
And they care.
Shingo.
Like that's the thing. Like Makabe's not going to be like, "Hey, let's tussle, kid."
Yeah, he did when Shoma Kato and Katsuya Morishima on the New Beginning show was their match before Excursion. Makabe worked harder than he's worked in 10 years, it felt
Yeah.
like. Trying to get Murashima over. Like, let's go. And I think you're right. These protector guys, so their spot, not a real spot, dog spot, but they were protective. I think you're right. It's not a bad take.
But yeah, but I think the new dads, your Taguchis, your Yanos, I don't know what Yano has. I mean, Yano can teach character development because that's one thing. He definitely has done wonders in with that company. But yeah, I mean, Suji's just depending on who wins this New Japan Cup. What's the match at the anniversary show? Do you know?
It's Dookie and El
What?
Desperado and what the hell? The Ichiban Sweet Boys against Unbound Co. Robbie X and Taiji Shimori. That's what you're getting for the New Japan Cup title matches.
Wato and Dookie.
Yeah, that's the main event.
They're adding more matches though, right?
So it's Yoshihashi, Jake Lee, and then Callum Newman and Oscar in the New Japan Cup, and then the 2 title matches are what's announced, and then it'll probably be like filler tags.
I honestly forgot Jake Lee was a part of this company, and the guy just had a fucking title match, and I honestly forgot he was in this company. I was like, Jake Lee, what are you talking about?
I had him.
He's so forgettable.
So
yeah, when he's on screen, you're like, what a fucking nerd.
For those of you who didn't listen, to piss everybody off, I have Jake Lee in the New Japan Cup beating Yoshihashi, and I think I might have had him. No, I had him lose to Goto. I said I had him beating Goto, and then I went, no, fuck this, and then I changed my pick because then I said Newman can get his win back against Goto from Wrestling Dontaku when they wrestled for the title last year.
Do you think There'll at least be one Robbie walking out with the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships on Friday.
You're damn right. Yeah, so we made New Japan a lot more positive than how it has been today. So I'm very happy for that. Thank you, Alex.
Oh, I don't know. But yes, that should be that. I mean, that Wato Dookie main event. What the fuck? Where is this at? In Ota? Ugh.
Yeah, I think so. It's
Yeah.
no, they were at Corkin today.
No, for the anniversary, but at least
Oh
they're
yeah, they're in the Ota City.
at least they're they get Cal Newman, I suppose. But that's
Yeah.
about it.
I
What is this? A fucking WWE pay per view? 4 matches
yeah, this
for an
is-
anniversary show. Remember, we would get Okada versus like Bushi, and you're
Oh.
like, what is this? I don't know if that match ever happened, but
I think we got we got Okada Osprey one year. I think
yeah.
you know it's
And we're supposed to get Hiromu and Naito in their prime.
you know they're I don't know if you wanted to get into it because of the time, but there was another 4-match show.
Rhea Ripley winning the Women's Elimination Chamber for WWE Elimination Chamber in Chicago. Ryan, this is my match of the night. I really think the women of American wrestling in the last year and a half. Yeah, it's not ballet. It's not fucking New Japan circa 2015, 2016. But they have been putting on in all fronts, like I said, in every American company. Well, maybe not NXT. But like they put in the work. They are telling stories within these matches. They have a little bit more character development. You know, AEW with the blood and guts. I thought the women's rumble this year was far superior than the men's, and I think their chamber match was far superior than the men's on this show as well. It was pretty obvious, unfortunately, that Rhea Ripley was going to win, since you're like, who else is going to challenge Jade Cargill?
do you want to know all the predictions that we had? There was 3 of us. Every one of us picked Stratton. We all were like, holy shit, she didn't win. But that's funny.
Asuka was awesome. Like, everyone played their part well. Alexa Bliss is being the first one out. You know, everyone doesn't want to see that happen. But again, you're seeing that story built. You know, Kiana James, you know, kind of making a name for herself by, you know, not only pinning Bliss after she was misted by Asuka, but she also got fucking power slam from door to door in those chamber pods by Raquel Rodriguez. Everyone's, you know, kind of secret closet pick to win this match, because she does the Roman Reigns double pin on Kiana James and Asuka, getting them both pinned with her power bomb there. And when she eventually got pinned by Stratton after getting thrown into the gimmick. Oh no, that was Stratton who was thrown into the gimmick by Ripley. But anyways, but like, yeah, people were pissed, and I was kind of like, damn, they should have gave Rodriguez the thing, because you could have then inserted her into the Vacour Liv Morgan. Then you could have did some shit, you know, for that. Like, I was like, that would have been a cool thing to do.
Continuity.
But they didn't. They went the safe route. They need someone to sell a fucking night one. I don't know if this is going to go. I don't think a Jade Cargill is going to make it as SmackDown Women's Champion. The only way that that's going to work is if Io Sky sets up Rhea Ripley, gets her to lose, and then you have that feud.
Io
and you're
Sky
good.
is going for the IC title at WrestleMania.
Whoa! It's going to be her and AJ? That's a match I don't give a shit about.
AJ came out and cut one of the worst promos. Literally.
She is a worst promo.
Holy
Her whole
shit.
career, she's a worst promo.
There was a point where she was like,
I'm going to talk just like this, because I am a proud person who has gone through all of the struggles. But I am your number 1 champion from Chicago, not from Chicago, but you're going to cheer me like I'm from Chicago. I am AJ Lee. Like, it's the same stupid shit.
She's like, she was talking, and then she forgot what she was supposed to say, and then she had like a
Oh, like
nervous,
CM Punk's promos in the last month?
she was like, but I'm a fighting champion, and then she just goes, I'm your favorite wrestler and the best, and then she started hitting all the catchphrases. I was like, oh,
I'm
shit.
gonna bury you next to your dead dad. What the fuck is happening to Punk? It's like a humiliation ritual to these people. Yeah, we fired you guys and we brought you back, and then we made you champions, but we're going to humiliate you by taking away what makes you strong. Even though I just mocked AJ's promos,
It's okay, Punk.
it's still a little bit better than her wrestling.
Oof, nah, this match. Yeah,
AJ wins, Becky. It was a match.
Yeah, it was.
I don't want to see a rematch, and I guess we're not going to, because I was like, if we see a rematch at WrestleMania, I was like, I'm just going to leave the room because I saw what I needed to see, which I didn't really want to see it after I saw it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, these first two matches, I couldn't tell you one thing that happened.
What? Why do you hate women? I mean, why do you go women after women?
Yeah,
I thought that was stupid.
I will say this though, compared to the title match, I thought those women in the chamber worked really hard. I don't know. It's just one of those matches where it didn't.
Oh, they're not Joshi.
Well, no, it's.
Oh,
800.
Kana, who's that? I don't know Kana.
It's just 800 things that happen one after another, and there's no time to breathe. And they do all like the cliche chamber moves.
Yeah, but they did way
I didn't say I like
more
the men's
crafted than the
match.
men's. Way better crafted.
So full disclosure.
Lazy booking on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me 2 years in a row we're gonna have a Cena and now Orton? You're putting 50-year-old men or whatever in the main event.
Orton literally has one of the worst WrestleMania matches, kind of in his prime, you would say. Worst Mania main event. I'd rather watch Bam Bam Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor because the fucking NFL guys on LT side were fucking great.
Yeah, it was so.
But Randy Orton and Triple H WrestleMania 25, one of the worst.
What about Mania 34?
Yeah, disgusting.
With the fucking worms in the ring. Remember that shit?
Oh my god.
And then there was cockroaches, and he was all scared. and
Randy Orton wins. He beats Cody Rhodes, and then they literally say 10 minutes after at the post show, Cody Rhodes, you're gonna face Drew. The guy lost, and yet he gets a title match to win, so we can get a one-on-one match that no one gives a shit about. It's not 2010, Cody. No one cares. We get it. He's a mentor. He's a changed man. But when you look back when Orton retires in 5 years or 10 years, like you just said recently, name me 5 fantastic notebook Randy Orton matches, and I'll fucking wait.
Yeah, when he shaved his hair and got house is when I stopped caring about Randy Orton.
Oh, you mean when he hurt himself by hitting the canvas?
Mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, everyone's like, he's so telegraphed. Look at the way he slowly puts on this headlock. Yeah, for 30 minutes.
No, it's called he can't move.
Yeah, because it's like Steiner. You can stop being able to his joints move properly. That's why he got always injured. That's why Jinder always got hurt. That's why Orton's always hurt.
He's too busy dodging the draft.
He's too big for his body's not meant to be that buff.
Yeah. I mean, Trick Williams is cool. He looked like a star. His entrance that was cool.
Look, I'll be fully transparent. The men was not as good as the women. The only reason I gave the men a quarter star higher is because Logan Paul gave a fucking emerald flosion burning hammer to Javon Evans.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in this company, whether he's alive or dead, because he fucking killed him.
We didn't see the RKO off the top from Evans. Everyone was expecting because Evans was out right away. LA Knight I felt bad. I was like, you need to leave this company when he tried to jump off the turnbuckle, kind of play it off. He kind of fells off and gets eliminated right away, a la Brock Lesnar saying, "I'm not gonna yeet through this shit at the Rumble."
You know what it is?
Not true.
You know,
Yep.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You know the reason why these two chambers did nothing for me is because before they started, they made me stop caring when every single person walked in and walked around every single pod and had to pose and do
I
like
forgot about that. Wasted because they had to make up 3 hours, and it wasn't even a 3 hour show.
and then it gives them all the content for fucking when they have these little mini feuds in 5 years. They can show in the music video the pointing and talking shit. Like it took I think like 25 minutes for these things to start.
Yeah.
Once it got there, my attention span was gone. I started playing a video game and then I just stopped caring.
Yeah.
And thankfully, from what you said, I didn't miss much in the Lynch Lee match because I was still playing the same game of football. So like, but
It was just a match. Yeah.
I will tell you that I went 3.5 on Punk Balor. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
It was a good throwback match, but man, I mean, old man Punk, like I've been saying for the last couple of months, this is the gimmick now, the Logan storyline, but oof.
And
The match was fun. Balor is amazing.
Yeah.
Balor seems rejuvenated where they're throwing the real life shit into this. But they've been doing this ever since the SummerSlam inaugural red belt champion, where he hurts himself, the day after, or relinquishes it the day after being the inaugural. But like they've done this. They've thrown this into our faces, but I mean, Devitt was having fun. The crowd was into it. We got the old music. Punk was good. I mean, he did the Michael Jordan entrance. We got I can't think of his name. I used to know it, but the legit Bulls announcer from my youth,
Ray. I know
Ray Light. Yeah. Anywho,
Ray Clay.
Ray Clay, thank you. I should have known that. My Chicago card rebooked for the night.
Don't worry, I fucked it up too. So,
but yeah, no, it was Punk was good. This was a fun match, but again, at the end of the day, we seen it. I thought their Raw match was cool. It just sucks that we knew Balor didn't have any chance to win.
Yeah,
that's the unfortunate aspect of it. It was just a good exhibition match, and it served its purpose.
It's just like when Punk wrestled Rock in a rematch at Chamber. You knew there's no way he was winning because it was Rock Cena.
Yeah.
You should not be having your Rumble winner defend the title at the Chamber. The other champ should be on the show so it's not fucking predictable. It drives me crazy, and I don't give a shit that brand is doing the Chamber also. Then you can have fucking more than 4 matches. So that really, really drives me fucking crazy that you didn't put a Drew title match on so it's not predictable.
Even if it's a squash, like the last show.
You're telling everyone it's just a throwaway, so don't care. It doesn't matter. But
they're thinking the spectacle, the oohs and the ahs of Balor and Punk in a ring again in Chicago. I get the story. I'm not an idiot, but again, it was just something where it's like, okay, well,
just like the Chambers, you now
we're gonna have fun.
You now have your promo video of Balor for his face turn.
Yeah,
is because that's literally what they got from that. I think too they really fucking dropped the ball because they had Dom lose the IC title to Penta. Why wouldn't you have just kept it on him till Mania and had Balor beat him?
I'm assuming injury.
But he's defending the Mega title, isn't he? Randy Reyes?
I mean, he can lose that.
I just
too.
But
he's such a big guy. Like, you need him. I agree. I don't get why they did it. Like, that's an after Mania thing if he beats Balor. But yeah, Balor and Dom's your Mania IC match.
Yeah,
so it is baffling.
And you put Balor over. You don't have Danhausen curse Dom and then Penta beats him.
And then Edge comes back as the leader.
Yeah, I never wanted to.
Judgment Day.
He's like, I never wanted to hurt you, Adam.
He was like clear. He was like, on this day, I see clearly. Judgment Day is in my sights.
I get it. Yeah,
But no, these shows are expensive. Even if you're getting it for $30 on the stupid ESPN app, which literally has nothing else. I watched maybe like 2 college basketball games or like 5 minutes. I think I watched like men's baseball game with like 2 random teams one night. Otherwise, that app is horrifically bad and not worth $30 fucking
you
dollars.
gotta be a golf guy because they have all the golf events now on there.
They have 5 PLEs altogether, I think, and I didn't rewatch it. I didn't even watch the ones I didn't see, like WrestlePalooza or Survivor Series or any of that shit. And I was happy with that.
You know, for anybody who'd rather spend $30 on this instead of $20 on that New Japan show is a maniac.
Yeah, I don't get how or why or when this is going to fall off the track, because people like other things in this country need to stop supporting what's bad and realize, hey, we have this good alternative over here, like All Elite Wrestling, where, you know, story. Hey, I love a good story, but I think you could tell a story within a ring, inside of a ring, within a match that, you know, can spark, you know, even more, as they like to say, long-term storytelling.
It's, yeah, I mean, well, ESPN's already giving them pushback about the blackout.
Yeah. And the numbers, they're not pulling in the subscribers at all for the $1 billion price tag. Again,
Quick,
they're
give us Orton Cody. That'll bring the money in.
yeah, they're doing just like the whole Warner Brothers thing. You know, TKO's like, just give us our money now, and when our contract is up, we already got the $1 billion, couple $100 million a piece. We're good. We're gonna just sell it to someone else, even if it's for only $750 million. Hey, we're still making money. So we'll see how it goes. Support All Elite Wrestling.
The only thing that I'll be excited for that'll come out of all this SmackDown shit is if they do Drew McIntyre against Nick Aldis, because I would like to see Aldis just work again.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Okay,
because if and when Cody wins, McIntyre can say, "You screwed me again," and they know each other from overseas, I thought. So like you could do it if you wanted to do it. I mean, like, Aldis could work. Like, so you don't have to worry about anything.
10 pounds of gold, man. We were there.
Yeah.
You know what's even crazier is we didn't even say the 2 big newsworthy items from this show. One, Danhausen is here, and he got a mixed reaction and some booze in Chicago.
When the smoke came up at the end and the girls stopped dancing, there was no cheering. And there was like 8 or 9 people just.
You could hear the booze.
I was laughing.
Danhausen shows up. Logan Paul and MVP, as always, really well in the Elimination Chamber. They've been doing this stupid shit where they've had a new masked man and it's some random person. Well, there were 2 in this Chamber men's match main event. And again, I totally don't give a fuck or forgot or didn't care until I realized Seth Rollins was the second masked man and he took out Logan Paul. I was hoping Bad Bunny. The people I had over were like, I think it's going to be Bad Bunny. It's like, oh my God, it's Bad Bunny. We're going to get the tag match. This is great. But it was Seth Rollins. And I was like, but yeah, here we are.
So are they going to do Rollins and Logan Paul then?
Yeah, which, sure, that's going to sell tickets.
That'll put butts in the seats. And there was 5 masked men on Raw when I tried watching that shit because I couldn't fall asleep. God.
Why didn't they do? What if they do a 6-pack challenge? If you don't get your Aldis McIntyre match at Mania, you get.
I would hate that.
You get your, who the fuck is the
It'd be
champion?
McIntyre.
So when Cody beats McIntyre, sorry, Cody's going to beat McIntyre on Friday because it's stupid. Unless he turns heel, which would be interesting. But you get Cody, you get McIntyre, you get Orton, you get, so what is that, 3? You get Fatu. So that's 4.
Sami Zayn, Trick Williams.
You get Javon Evans, and then you also get, oh no, he's on a Raw, isn't he?
I don't fucking know.
And then you get LA Knight, and then that'll be the last appearance. I still think if you want to pull the trigger, you give that guy the title. But after that slip off the turnbuckle.
When he fell, we're watching. The only thing that came out of my mouth was, "What a dork."
Well, all I kept thinking about was Unreal. And I was like, season 2, and I was like, oh, this is why he's not pushed. Then Triple H is going to be like, it's not you, brother, get out of your head. Because I am the game, and I am all over the attitude era. So, yeah, New Japan we're in the middle. Noah's Noah, Ozawa's Ozawa. I got to watch some Dragon Gate. We got a cup.
Yeah, we'll save
Stardom.
Uno dos Tres until next week. That way, if you get a chance to watch some of it, you can.
Yeah, and apparently with the rumors of all this snow, what else am I going to fucking do? Support All Elite Wrestling. Watch that shit. Next week, we'll have a AEW Revolution preview and talk about kind of the last month and kind of how they got to this Hangman, MJF, Cody stipulations, Brody King and Swerve Strickland. Since we couldn't get Swerve and Kenny at the pay-per-view, they're giving us the next best thing, I believe, in these 2 wrestlers. And then, of course, FTR, Bucks, and so much more. I'm sure that'll be announced during tonight's Dynamite, Collision, and the following Dynamites.
Hell yeah. That's some good
Don't
shit.
forget, subscribe, follow, download WrestleCast Radio, wherever you get your podcast. Don't forget ProWrestlingTees.com/, what's that, Ryan?
WrestleCast.
And then, of course, on Twitch, on Discord, come check it out. Ryan's on there 80% of the time of his life, so he's watching something. Just show up, just chill. We won't bite. We like to talk shit unless you're Kyle Newman and you're just throwing random slurs around where you're like, whoa, guy.
hey,
That's heavy.
dude.
Heavy.
Love and peace, not hate. Love and peace.
No, I prefer hate. Hate.
Yeah, you got me there. Fucking
Havoc.
With the fucking what is I can't remember what Rocca's nickname was, the washing machine.
I know
or
what
whatever.
it is. I know what it was. Say goodnight, Ryan.
Oh, good night, Ryan.